God's way. And this evening, I just remembered a story I shared some time ago in 2021, and I want to share that story again. Yes, so today is a Saturday, the 16th of November, 2024. The year has just run, and we are about ending the year, and we thank God for how far He has brought us. So there's this story I shared sometime in October 2021. It was about the three friends who have become fed up with conditions of living, the cost of living, the challenges of getting employment and work and in their home country, in their own country. So you decide to take a trip. They decide to travel to another country in search for greener pastures. Yeah, I shared this story some time ago in 2021. So usually when we go to funerals, we'll hear the preacher man say that we came with nothing and we will go with nothing. So we experience or we witness the final send off that we do for our loved ones who passed away, who have gone to be with the Lord. Yeah, so we go for funerals and we do send off for them. We do a final send off for them from this earth. So the story I shared about these three brothers actually straight from like it is motivated by this saying that we came with nothing and we will go with nothing. So these three brothers, to go straight, traveled to a very far away country, and they traveled in search of greener pastures. They traveled to in search of good life, because the condition of living in their home country, where they are, is not very okay. It's not very interesting. It's not something that they really want to have. So they traveled to a faraway country across, and the purpose is to search for greener pasture. The purpose is to have a good life. The purpose is to make it in life, to become rich, to become wealthy, right? So they traveled, and it happened that at the entrance, when they got to the airport and they're about to be escorted to their residence, they had to pass through the treasury of the nation. And what it does is that when you travel as a guest to the country, there's a treasury that your luggages will be received from you, and it will be kept there. So on your return, when you are about to leave the country again, you are not going to go with anything that you have acquired. The treasury told them that this is the rule. So when you come to this country, there's nothing that you have acquired in this country that you are going to be able to carry with you on your return back home. But rather, when you are returning, you are virtually going to pass here again, and we are going to hand over to you the bag that you came with, and that is what you are going to travel with back to your hometown, wherever you came from. So with this in mind, these three brothers, were their luggages were received from them, and their bag was kept in the treasury, and they started life. They found a very good jobs. Life was going on so well. They were making it. They were so happy, and two of them, in fact, were enjoying their lives. They acquired wealth. They bought lands. They bought houses. They established businesses in this foreign land, and everything was fine. And then for the other one, when they got opportunities to work and they started making money, what he does is that he sends home at the end of the period, when his contract or businesses have made money. He will send everything he has made home, and by so doing, he established businesses. He built homes back in his hometown, in their home country. And suddenly it was time for them to return. It was time for every guest in this strange country, in this faraway country, to get back home. And the two brothers who actually, built businesses in this foreign land, who, build houses and enjoy their lives in this foreign land, um, began to express worry because they had not been able to send any money home. All the wealth they have acquired, they actually invested everything they had in this foreign land, and it was now time for them to go home. And it was at that point that they remembered that the treasury told them that the rule of engagement in this country is that when you come, at the time you are going to return to your home, where you to travel from your original hometown, you are not going to take back with you anything that you have made. If you have acquired wealth, you are not going to be able to send anything home. If you have saved monies in your bank account, there's no way you are going to carry cash with you. There's no you are going to move away with anything belonging, but you are just going to come to the treasury for the bag you came in with, and you just go back to your hometown like that, to your home country like that. So these two brothers were worried, and whilst they were worried, the third brother, who in the course of their stay in the foreign land, who was always sending his wealth, his funds, his everything home, who was transferring his wealth home whilst they were still in the country, in the foreign land, was not worried at all. He was just expressing happiness because it's now time for him to also have fun, to enjoy when he gets back home. And the two other brothers were really very sad. They became very sad because they didn't do any investment back home. So the end of the story is that at the end of at the end of it all, when all is said and done, nothing we have acquired here on earth will be transferred to any place with us. Just like how I started by our experiences with funerals, when we go to send our beloveds, our loved ones who pass on, when we go to send them home, when we go to their funerals, we see that we always put them in coffin, and there's nothing else that is added to them. If you have cars, if you have houses, if you have businesses, none of them is going to be attached to you when you are being buried. So we need to live our lives, as guests on this earth. We need to live our lives remembering always that we are guests, and we are not going to take away with us anything that we have acquired once we are here on earth, but rather we are admonished to keep our treasures in heaven, where the things that destroy assets and properties cannot destroy, where there are no termites, where there are no ants, where there are no destroyers. Okay, so I just want to inspire you this evening once again, that I want you to keep up with all that you are doing. But whilst we are fighting to be the best, whilst we are fighting to give good life to our families, ensure our children have good life, we ensure that our families have good life, we just want to be reminded that a time will come and we would have to give account to our creator of all that we have been entrusted to, all that he has entrusted into our hands. God will require of us to account. So I want us to, instead of keeping our treasures here, instead of doing all the things, let's spend our wealth to extend hands to people. Let's help people who are not able to help themselves. Let's help the poor, let's help the widows, let's help the orphans. Let's give them the best education they can be, if we are able to do that. And God will bless us. So this is what I want to share with you this evening. And please remember the story of the three brothers who have traveled for greener pastures and have forgotten that the time will come, they will be made to come back home, and they have forgotten to do some of the investment businesses that they've forgotten to do some back home, so that when they retire, let me just use the word retire, when they retire and they have to get back to their home country, they'll just go and still enjoy. God bless you. Thank you for watching. I'm grateful. I pray that the Lord will supply more grace unto us, that even whilst we are on the journey, whilst we are, trying our best every day to have good life and to support and help others, God will grant us the grace to remember that there's a time that we are going to leave this earth. There's a time that we are going to leave this earth, and so we can give our lives, can dedicate our lives to the service in the house of God, to serving God. The Bible says that it's a great thing to serve the Lord, and there are many ways that we can serve the Lord. In fact, when we serve people, we actually serve God through serving people. So we want to dedicate our lives to serving the people that God brings into our lives, doing the best we can to make sure that we all have good life, and enjoy life even whilst we are here. Support the work of God in the very possible way that you can. If you have to sacrifice, do it, and God will bless you. Thank you very much. I'm still your friend, your brother, God's Way, and I represent Dominate Your World TV. God bless you, and thank you very much for watching.